Okay, we're live. Hi, everyone. Oh, wow, the chat's already going. Hello, hello. Well, hey, DCC and Vincent and Julio. And let's see. I think, is that everyone in there so far? Hello. As you can see, I've kind of resituated things a little bit because I was looking at the past stream and I just wanted to tweak a couple little things as I was going along when I saw what was going on. So, yes, hello and welcome. Today we are going to be finishing up. Well, I'm going to be finishing up this lovely, creepy fellow. So he's gonna get a dry brushing and some highlighting. I did put a wash on him after we were done last week, simply because I wanted to bring out those details a little bit more. I'll see where he stands when done, if he's gonna get a further wash after this. But ideally, today, he'll be ready to play later on this month. The Hubs has plans for him, I believe, so it'll be interesting to see. Let's see here. So, yeah, channel last night hit 5,000 subscribers. So to the subscribers who are watching right now, thank you so much. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. Super exciting, absolutely crazy. Yesterday was a whirlwind day between getting that news. Thank you so much, Julio. I really appreciate it. Between getting that news and then getting confirmed for the workshop I'm going to be doing at PAX Unplugged. December 1st, that's a Saturday morning, 11 a.m. I'm going to show you how to make some pretty cool scatter terrain. Just to get people started. Hey, Alan, how are you? Alan just jumped in too. So yeah, that's one of my big announcements, and there's a few other things in the works that once I get confirmation, I will give you that information as well. And then for this week, in terms of remaining gameplay, tomorrow is my doubleheader day, where in the afternoon at 1 p.m. you're going to find me on Scraticus playing Argo 37. It's actually a lot of fun. If you are a fan of The Hitchhiker's Guide, that's a game you'd enjoy watching. It's got this futuristic D&D 5e thing going on. And then in the evening, I'm back over at Mini Terrain Domain with Jake, Scotty, Megan, and Jeremy, and we're playing our Sunless Citadel. We're going to find out what happens because Jake stopped us mid-battle, and I am dying to find out how this is going to work out. So yeah, that's where I'm going to be for games and stuff tomorrow. Today is this, and then I'm actually working on finishing up the video to go live on Friday because we're actually traveling, so I need that done tonight, which will be interesting. But I think you guys are going to like that. It's going to be flame skulls and will-o-wisps. So something fun with that as well. Trying to keep it all spooky, creepy Halloween mode for Craftover. So that's kind of the plan here. Thank you very much, Jeremy. And thank you very much, Old Skull. Or is that Old School? How do we pronounce that one? I want to say Old Skull because of the time of year. Okay, so I'm going to get started with Mr. Dude. And I think what I'm going to do first is work on his robes and get those highlighted a little bit. Then I'm going to move on to doing his cape, and then I'm going to move on to doing the armor, as well as the chainmail and the helmet and the sword. That's the game plan for now. So today what I'm going to start with is foul green, which is an appropriate color for this foul fellow. Now, I did find it very interesting how last week after I was done with the live stream, I go to check and see how the stream did and add in some extra information in the description, as I always do. It got demonetized because of the name and the maker of the mini. I kid you not. As soon as I switched out Reaper Bones Ghost King from the title, suddenly everything was copacetic and fine again. So I have to be careful now with how I provide the names of these things, because it turned out not to be as YouTube friendly, I guess, which was really odd. Luckily it's back though, so we're fine. But lesson learned: when you're getting into the creepy and the spooky of October, make sure it's not too creepy or spooky, or just censor a little bit what the names are of the minis. All right, so I've pulled out some of my flatter brushes because I prefer to use those for doing highlight work on fabric folds. I think I'm actually going to do my chisel tip one and go from there. And this, believe it or not, is from a manicure kit. So manicure brushes are actually really great for finer detail work. This is also from there. If you haven't seen these yet, these are what I use a lot for dotting and eyes, no pun intended, because they have these great little nibs. Focus, these little nibs at the top, and they come in varying sizes, so it helps just get the paint on that. And Chameleon Fam, how you doing? Thank you very much, buddy. That's another reason to make sure you're over at Mini Terrain Domain and watching the shows or the games that I'm playing in, because, ooh, Chameleon Fam, ooh. He's a lot of fun. He participates very, very much and helps us out a lot with domain dice, which are dice that you get to use to re-roll or kind of tweak things a little bit. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I always appreciate your contributions and your interactions, especially the interactions. They're fun. But thank you very much. So yeah, I'm going to go in with my chisel tip, and I'm basically just going to work on bringing out the higher ends of the folds here. Now I have to be careful because there's a lot going on here with the sculpt. So I want to be sure I'm not pulling this onto the robe itself, or the cape itself, and keep it on the robe, I mean. And I always try to lift it a couple colors up because I really, really want to highlight the higher areas that are sticking up. And this guy's got some hiding over here. And because I want him to be spectral, I'm purposely going for lighter but kind of creepy colors. So even though it's like nice and dark right now, I do want to bring it up a couple levels of green, which is why I've gone for this foul green as the highlight. Yeah, you can pick these up, Jeremy. Amazon actually has really good deals, and they come in these nice storage folders, not folders, pouches, which I personally like as well. I also found my rig. This was missing since we redid the craft space. So I was trying to furiously figure out what the heck I did with it. I had put it somewhere nice and safe, of course. So now that I have this guy back, it makes the camera angle a lot easier to work with. I mean, my tripod just couldn't quite get the angle I needed to go over the shoulder and down to get the right view. But yeah, I found it! Quite happy about that. Actually, very happy about that. And for those of you who don't know, I am extremely odd about fabric. I love fabric. I get fussy about it. So this guy has a lot of details. I love. Hey there, Chris! Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for the message yesterday, too. I gotta say, I absolutely... Well, I was literally in tears a couple times because people were sending me messages through Twitter and on Facebook just saying congratulations, and it just meant the world to me to see such awesome support from everyone, because it's cool. It's cool to share this with you guys. It really is. If you had told me I was going to be doing this a year ago, no, why me? Who me? Yeah? Alright, so you can see. Yeah, this is staring into that creepy... It's kind of like I'm using a little bit of Slimer and Shredder. Does that make sense? Those are my characters for inspiration for this guy. How bad is that? Oh, God. I really need to pull out Hocus Pocus and Nightmare Before Christmas. Because those are like my go-to movies. And I want to see if the boys want to watch Goonies again. Not Christmas night. Halloween night. Because we did that last year. It was a lot of fun. And they got a kick out of it. And they're starting to do Goonie quotes. So, mission accomplished. But yeah, basically when it comes to doing, for those of you new to mini painting, when it comes to highlighting and dry brushing, you want as little paint as possible on the brush itself. And I just did it before you didn't see because I did it out of screen. But I will use my skin to see how the paint is going to go on. Paper towels are fantastic for terrain dry brushing because it helps blot off enough, and you also can see how the texture is being brought out on the paper towel first. But what I have found, own personal preference, your skin acts more like the plastics of miniatures or the metals of miniatures. So I find that by testing it first on my skin, I can tell how it's going to test on the mini. You could wear latex gloves if you want to. That's an option. I don't like them. They make me itch. Let's put it that way. So yeah, we got different ways of doing things, but it's just one of those tips I wanted to share with you guys. Oh my gosh, I love these color. See, I'm totally tapping into my Saturday morning cartoons when I would sit and watch Ghostbusters, and they'd have like those creepy crawly dudes who were like those almost like neon-esque colors, which was awesome. Aw, thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Yeah, Jeremy, it's a manicure kit. Glamour is the line of the one that I got. I can even put a link in the description later on if you want. But yeah, just go to Amazon and type in manicure kit set or brush set, and you should find a lot of different options for that one. Let's see. Oh yeah, don't mold your meatballs and whatnot into scatter. That's bad. Although the opera geek, my darling Kelly, would ask, can I eat it? She's been doing a running joke on Twitch, not Twitch, Twitter, with when I share things with them, she keeps asking, can I eat it? But she and Eris and I will all be at PAX together. Terra Muffins Unite. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun, a lot of shenanigans, to put it mildly. But no, it's funny. It cracks me up every time. It's like, can I eat it? No, you can't eat that. Don't eat that. But I may have to make her a terrain cake of some sort as a joke. Okay, so you can see here how this lighter green is really starting to get this to pop out a little bit more, and you can see the details and the depths. Even more so. Ooh, you guys are chatty today. All the bottle caps because they dried. Yeah, some people do that, which is great. That's another good tip that Nathan just gave if you aren't reading the chat. If you want to have a better sense of what your paint colors are like, you can put dots on top of your caps, or some people actually will just take like those white mailer labels, like the address labels you can get from, what is it, Avery, and they'll put it on the front of the bottle and then thumbprint it on. That definitely helps. More paint on. Well, it's true, Surly Tim. You do end up putting more paint. There have been times I've been painting a mini and then I have to go out and I'm realizing I am far more colorful than I intended to be, but oh well, lots of fun. The other thing with dry brushing is sometimes as the paint dries, you might find you need to go back a little bit more, because some paints, like this one in particular, might be a little bit paler than how it actually dries. You just kind of go back and tweak it here and there. But this is almost done. I'm just going to get the back portions now underneath the cape. If you hear a whirring noise, it is my laptop's fan. It's a little bit warmer today. Weather can't decide if it wants to be kind of end of summer or beginning of fall, which makes things fun. Trying to get the edges here. I just did my thinking clicks, sorry. Unless anyone's into ASMR. Chocolate logs, oh God. Well, yeah, that's the problem, Vincent. Because I'm doing fallen logs and rock slabs for this workshop. It was pictures of these fallen logs that I had made up, and they do look, to the unknowing eye, kind of like those chocolate candy logs you can get. So of course it was the, can I eat it? No, don't eat it. Do not eat the terrain. Okay, I think I'm getting close to done on this guy. So since my brush is almost bare, I'm just going to quickly go in, not inundate it, but I'm just going to kind of finish it up with a few more sweeps. Yeah, like there was that guy right there that I did not quite get to. There we go. So see, look at that detail of that. Oh my goodness. I love fabrics. I'm gonzo over fabrics. All right, so that's going to call it a day on his robes. Now let's do the cape. Shall we do the cape? I think the cape would be good. Let me just clean brush. Let's see. You end up a mess, Jeremy, when you paint. Nah, if there are days where it's like I'll be wearing something nicer and I don't want to get paint flecks on it, so I have a little apron floating around over there, so I'll put an apron on. 27 degrees Celsius today. Oh, I don't want to do that equation. I used to know how to do that off the top of my head, but now I'm kind of like, I want to say it got almost to 70 Fahrenheit here today, was the story. Fun times. And of course I'm cleaning my brush with the, let me get the lid. This a dude. This is awesome for brush cleaning, it really is. And also conditioning. So you wash it off, and when you're done, you put a little, I put a little thin layer on just to kind of get the brushes reconditioned and make sure they keep their points and tips. Thank you, Vincent. Appreciate that. Okay, so if we're going to move on to the robe, or the cape from the robes, I'm going to move. I loved the name of this one. I almost am using this simply because of the name. It's Hexed Lichen. I don't know why it's hexed, but that sounded pretty cool. Yes, temperature absolutely affects how glue will dry. And actually humidity will too. We found out one time with one of my projects, it was the blood, the modular blood splatters. Turns out that if you live in drier environments, you have to alter the recipe a little bit because of it being less humid. things were drying a lot faster for the woman who was trying to work on her own blood spatters from the video. So she let me know that, which was extremely appreciated. And I think I put a note of that in the comments or the description. But yeah, temperature and humidity can affect how glue and even how some paints will dry. So something to keep in mind. That's why I try and give estimates as to how long things will take here and there, simply because, this is way too much paint, simply because I don't want to say and then it shifts for them. Let's see. Yeah, it seems colder temperatures will definitely affect things like that and take longer. If it's warm and dry, obviously the glue is going to dry a heck of a lot faster. If it's cool and damp, God, some days I swear it almost doubles up. All right, so I'm taking this Hexed Lichen and I'm going on the high spots of this robe or cape. I want to call it a robe. The cape. And I'm not getting everything. I'm simply getting the... Of course, this camera's turning everything blue today. I noticed that the other time too. Oh, the GoPro came. The GoPro came. It arrived yesterday evening, and it's charging. Sucker takes like 4 hours for the battery to charge when you go first around with it. So that's going to be a thing. That's going to be coming with me to MACE. For those of you in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, do check out MACE. That's going to be happening from November 9th through November 11th. And there's actually a little craft, well, not a little craft off, but they're calling it Chopped. And it's basically a crafting competition where you are going to get a box of supplies. And from those supplies, you have to build some terrain. And the cool part is, thank you very much to Danny from 3D Tabletop. They're going to be giving away an Ender 3D printer. So kind of cool. If you're in the area, you can register ahead of time. I believe, I want to say it's like $25 or so if you register ahead of time. A little bit more expensive if you come the day of and register at the door. But yeah, you too could get a chance to win a printer and get to hang out with Scotty, Wylock, and yours truly, and Danny's going to be there. Well, Daniel, I should say. He's going to be there as well, doing a couple demo classes. So it's turning into a really cool crafting thing. So if you're in that area, I believe the link should be in the description. I think I've kept it there. Come and check it out and hang out with us. It'll be fun. But yeah, that's a really cool opportunity. They do need a certain amount of people for this to happen, though. So don't wait until the last minute so they don't cancel it because they think there's lack of interest. But yeah, so that's a happening. That's a thing that's going to be happening. Okay. Man, it's really not... Let me see if putting some white behind him will help with the color. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'll take pictures of him when he's done. It's just inevitably between the streaming and the camera and the settings, sometimes the colors don't ring as true as what I can get when I do with my own camera later on. Let's see here. Oh, that's very cool, Alan. I'm glad you're both doing it. Crafting is a great thing to do. Hubs and I will sit down and work on bigger pieces together, or even just chat about what he needs for the next bit of the campaign, and we go from there, so on and so forth. It's a lot of fun to use the creative process together as a couple. And even, if there are chitlins involved, get the kids into it, because, oh my God. My boys must have pulled out every single book we had this week. It was hysterical. I was coming downstairs and there was yet another book, and another book, and another book. They're creating new characters, so they're having fun with that. I mean, we had... Who did we have out? We had Xanathar, we had the Player's Handbook, we had Volos, we had pretty much every book. Oh, Mordenkainen, is that how it's said? I think that is. It was just a riot because they're like, oh, we're going to read this. Okay, fine by me. Read up on it, little dudes. Okay, I might actually go back in with something a little bit lighter on the cape later. I want to see how that dries. That's enough for now for the cape. Brought them out just a little bit. The colors are a little bit closer than I want them to be, so I may just cheat it down a little bit with a little tiny little bit of white, maybe. Live too far away for that stuff. Yeah, the guild definitely does the contest every month. My group has a contest going on right now where it's there are a couple elements you need to use for it, and if your build wins, you'll win a Crafting Muse D6 which hopefully I'll be getting soon. Okay, I want to move on to his scale mail type of thing. So if you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, you are more than welcome to. Just be sure to answer those 2 questions. No answer to the questions, no entry. It's very, very simple. But yeah, you can check that out as well. Fun little prize for the winner, and bragging rights, because I'll put pictures of what was created into the last video for Crafttober 2018. All right, now I'm going to jump over to Livery Green for the armor stuff in the front. Well, DCC, get yourself down to North Carolina and you might get a chance to win it, but you have to be ready to craft. That's just it. You have to be crafting. That's part of the deal. You got to make up something with what's in the box. Now this is where, oh, I don't think I washed my brush very well. Let me fix that before we turn this brown. So yeah, again, I'll make sure the description has more details going on for that little gem. And then of course there's the game too that we're playing, and there are 3 seats up for auction. So if you want to play a game with us, you could put in bids, and there are 3 seats open. Plastic skeletons, yeah, I think mine's you have to include some part of a skeleton, an LED light, and cheesecloth. And there's a reason for that. Cheesecloth is the unsung hero. I love using that stuff, especially for like shrouds and ratty-tatty fabric. It's great. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from top and pull down for this area to highlight it up. Ooh, perfect. That's what I like to see. And as you can see, it just brings out those little higher details that are on this, as well as the edges. So I want to be careful right here because I do not want to get this lime green onto the robe. That would look weird. But you see how it just completely makes it pop right out. That's one side with, that's the other side without. Yeah, I love this time of year. It's fun with all the different things people are pulling together. Between the terrain and the minis and even the games people are playing with various like Halloween-esque one-shots. Oh my god, I'm loving it. Pull down a little too far. If you can work quickly and you get paint where you don't want it, just a quick little dot of water on a clean brush and you can pull that away. There we go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye paint I did not want there. Oh yeah. This is a fun, creepy color. Yeah, it's a little bit of a trek where you are. Oh, there you go. You're going to craft something? That'll be cool. There you go. Share your creations. Always fun to see. I'm going to try going a little on the vertical here just to bring out that one little. There we go. Oh yeah, this is fun. This is honestly part of my addiction to painting minis, is this part where you get to see everything popping out and being more enhanced. A little stop and show and tell here. You can see it really makes those details pop now. Yee. Fun times. Is anyone getting dressed up for Halloween? I am. I always do. But anyone else out there doing something fun? I'd love to hear what people are going to be. And the kids have definitely fallen out of the whole wanting to do family-themed costumes now, which is fine. We kind of knew that was going to be happening. Which is why we made the most of it while we could when they were little bitties. And thought it was cool to dress with their parents. No, not so much. Come out, there you are. Yeah. This I'm liking. Yeah, I'm still working on the details for our Doctor Strange selection. We did get the medallion printed out. I'll show it to you in a little bit because I have to get it painted and all that jazz, but it printed out pretty darn well off the 3D printer. And Hubs is going to figure out the whole lighting factor for that one, and also because he's going to be just Tony Stark, not Iron Man, but Tony Stark, so he's got something to put right here. Where's my necklace? Right there on his chest for that underneath the t-shirt. So he's got plans. He's plotting. It involves LEDs. I will of course share it with you guys once things pull together, but right now we're kind of in the middle of getting it all started, so there's not much to show. Like, I'll show you how these things look printed out from the printer, but I have not gotten even a base coat on them yet. Alright, let me just going to quickly go in reverse here. More to get the edges. Not so much to paint underneath, but get those little... There we go. Yeah, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. Man, those are some cool. I like painting minis. Let's see, Jeremy is dressing up. A Halloween game. Oh, fun! Being the bad guy. Aw, pirate! Yeah, see, I love it when the kids do pirate stuff. I mean, classic things are always fun. Let me hold this so you guys can actually see. So who's the bad guy in your game, Jeremy? Or can you not release that information? Going as Witcher. Oh, cool, Chris. That'll be fun. Yeah, I have a friend who's doing a Halloween party. Of course, it's on one of those days where it's like everything is happening that day. So I'm hoping I can sneak over for a little bit at least. Yep, little on the cape. Let's fix that. Don't want that there. There we go. So that I gotta play it by ear, but definitely Halloween we get dressed up. And I'll take a picture. I will take a picture and share that too on my group and on the Twitters and Facebook page. Man, this armor is cool. I want to shake the hand of the person who designed that. Thank you, Vincent. It's just where the angle gets a little funky. Yeah, that was way too much. Glad I did that first. Phenomenal cosmic powers. Itty bitty brush space. I may have to pull this guy out of shot, guys, just so I can actually reach. We shall see. I don't want to paint the sword. Nope. Okay, there we go. That got it. An undead guy that was hanging. Oh, that's right. You were talking about that last week. Bruised and gross. That's pretty easy. Just get some slight shimmer and then matte eyeshadow and have fun with the colors in those. Get the cheap stuff too. It seems to make the best bruises. I don't know why, but cheap eyeshadow definitely helps. All right, so we got that going. Oh, I got to do his hands and face too. Forgot about. Well, not forgot, but I'm reminding myself about that. I'm very much debating if I'm going to do his eyes because, again, the sculpt got a little wonky in its mold, so the eyes aren't even. Oh, Hagrid. That's adorable. Yeah, Hagrid is a good one for the littles and everything like that. As long as they get who Harry Potter is. I'm actually running into some kids who are like, who's Harry Potter? It's like, you don't know who Harry Potter is? How's that happening? I think I will do... I'm going to go in and do the chainmail. Yeah, but I got a soft spot for Hagrid anyways. I mean, who doesn't? It's Hagrid. Thank you. I tried to make the highlights pop. That's kind of the point. I heard a little set of paws coming down the stairs. Which one is it? No, it's Cotton. Cotton's my chatterbox. If it was Hemingway, I'd have to be playing Get the Cat Off the Table. He loves that game. Me, not so much. He was doing it on Monday night for the one-shot. And he was being really lovely ahead of time, so I took a picture of him, like, give me a kiss. And then midway through the game, he's trying to jump up onto my lap. He's not a small cat. So I was trying to keep him out of frame, and then at one point his nose, or his paw comes up and he bopped me on the nose. And then he tries to bite my microphone on the headphones. That was great. So, yeah, we might have a kitty cat sighting. We shall see. All right. Much better. That'll work. Okay, so yeah, the color I'm using, derp, is, well, hey, it's silver. I'm using silver. Mm-hmm. Silver's going on this chainmail area. And I'm going to be very light-handed with this because I found out last week these are not super deep, so you really just want to barely brush over it to bring it out. So as dry of a dry brush as you can use, quite frankly, for this part of the sculpt. And I am bringing it up onto the gauntlets as well. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, really very light-handed for this one. There have been some minis I've had where no, it wasn't the owlbear who came down the stairs, it was our heffalump. Oh, God. Your cat attaches the brush handles, Nathan? Yeah. What else do they go after around here? Oh, the terrain. When we go to play games more often than not, and I've shared a few pictures of it, inevitably, one of them or both of them will jump up onto the table while we're playing. And this pose just cracks me up. He's fabulous. And the last, not the most recent one, but the one before that, the owlbear decided he was going to be an island in our ocean. Which, yeah, luckily he stayed in place. But there are times it's like we have to literally stop the game to move the cat. So yeah, they like to participate. And there have been times where it's quite tempting to even give them stats. I'm using the silver also here up on the wrist area. And I've got to get his hands too. Alright, that's one done there. Did I get this guy? Not quite. Let me get the other one. And all these paints are from Vallejo. I did not mention that when I first got started. But we're carrying through with more Vallejo paints. Yeah, I do want to lighten that cape up a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to do the helmet area around the face. Hi, cat. Oh, there was someone standing right behind me. Terrain and pets. Well, no, tell us about terrain and pets, DCC. Ward 31 says hi, and yes, all the nurses and doctors are sub. Thank you, nurses and doctors, for subbing. That's very sweet of them to do. I'm your afternoon entertainment. Oops, sorry. Pulled in a little bit closer than you could see. Still using silver. Still being very light-handed with this. Because don't get me wrong, these details are very cool, but they are also very shallow. And what you don't want to do is go in with paint so thick that it fills it in on you, and then that detail's gone unless you strip it. And that is not so much fun. Top of the head there. Yoink. It's almost got like this quilting. Come on, honey. So that's the armor done for that. I am going to go back with... Oh, no, I'm not done with the silver yet. Forgot, I want to put a little bit on the pommel of the sword. And bring up that detail a little bit so the sword has a little bit of dual color going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the silver, not like heavily, but I'm going to put it here And then I'm going to leave the blade itself more of this coppery color. I thought that'd be kind of cool for a scary ghosty. Hydrozone terrain is the best thing on earth after. You have a war rabbit. That's a new one. What is a war rabbit? Like a big rabbit? Or just a rabbit in general? We've had a couple friends who've had rabbits. I can honestly say after hearing of their ordeals and stories, I don't want a rabbit. I don't think I'd ever get a rabbit. My two crazy cats who think they are dogs is enough. And then our cranky little girl, who's also a cat, but we just kind of call her a cranky old lady. There you go. You do. Now, get to the other side. Yes, hello, you're adorable, but don't you dare jump up here. He wants to be in pictures. I don't know if you heard that. I just said he went, wow. There we go. No, he's looking spooky. He's so creepy, it's scary. And if you heard that, that was my stomach growling. Hee. A little bit more on this side. Alright, there we go. You can see how it gives it just a touch of difference. And I am going to go back in with my dot tool. That was not my dot tool, but I'm going to go back in with a dot tool and I'll just put some red on for Jewel. Yeah, those those cheap toy skeletons, you can do so much with them. Oh my god. That plastic is cheap. You can bend it, you can twist it, you can have some creative fun with them. That's why I like them. Oddly, my Dollar Tree and our Dollar General did not have skeletons this year. I was finding mummies everywhere. Did not want the mummies. I wanted the skeletons. So I had to get them off of Amazon this year because I used up all the other ones I bought last year. Watch, they're probably going to have them like 3 days before Halloween. And at that point, it's like, oh, I'm done. But I'll still buy them in bulk so I have a good supply. I am going to go back in and use the Tinny Tin. Since I did do a wash, I'm just going to bring up the higher points of that blade. Little dot. Don't need too much. Just some. See, did I miss anything here? 2 75-pound chocolate labs. Oh my. Oh my, I bet they get underfoot quite nicely, don't they? And right now I'm focusing this just on the edge of the blade and that higher section. Like I said, I'm not doing a full coat on this. I don't want to completely obliterate it with more shiny metallic paint. A little bit more. And I'll also be putting this up on the crest part of the helmet. They just snap. Yeah, anytime you apply heat to plastics, you can adjust how they look. Which, if anyone's put something in the bottom rack of the dishwasher, I'm sure you've discovered quite quickly. Oh, I'm glad you liked the thank you video, Vincent. That was one of those quickly get something filmed, and I need to try and figure out a way to get it up on YouTube as well. That's on the list of things to do. Forgot I had that crust as well. Not the toothpaste on the helmet. And again, just keeping it to those high points. I'm not getting out all the crooks and nannies. Alright, cool. So there is his helmet. Alright, I'm going to move on to his hands and his face. I'm kind of weird. I know some people work skin out. I tend to work out to in. I've always done that. I don't know why. It's my quirk. Alright, so so for that, I'm going to do, what was it? Dead flesh. Not even kidding. Let's get into some dead flesh. Highlight those knuckles and cheekbones. All right, thanks for stopping by, DCC. Appreciate it. Back to slavery. Oh, jeez. Thanks very much. Have a great day. I'm sure I will talk to you soon. And back to my chisel tip. This one's working. Actually, no, because this guy is very compact. Let me see. Is this the one? Yeah, I think this is the one I was looking at. No, I'm not even going to use that one. We're going to move into a very fine tip brush is what we're going to do. There we go. So I'm switching over to something a little bit more pointed because the facial features and the hands are small. They're actually a lot smaller than the brush that I was using before, so I don't want to get too carried away here. The other fun thing about packs is it looks like I'm going to be doing some mini painting with Rick from Game Trade Media and possibly something with Realmsmith as well. I just don't know the whens of those. The only thing I have a set time with is my own workshop. So if anyone's going to PAX, come find me. Now what I'm doing is I'm just taking the tip of this very, very carefully and gently, working on the top higher parts. You don't want to take your brush in and work with the line of the fingers, because what's going to happen is it's going to get the paint into the in-between space of your bones and knuckles type of thing. And I don't want to lose that. Those are details I want to keep around. So again, it's just with barely any paint on your brush, just go in and you basically work the brush perpendicular to, might help if I put it back in screen, to what you're doing. I don't know if you can hear Cotton, but he is complaining up a storm. Kind of gives you a sense. So that brings out one hand. Let's get the other one around the sword. And then I'm going to work with this face, because I got to be careful with what I'm bringing out with his severe lopsidedness. Again, just ever so gently, ever so lightly. Holly Go Lightly, name that movie. Yeah, hi. What you whinging about? Get into that dead flesh. Yeah. Go. Oh, yeah, you're out in the Big Square State area, huh? You know, hopefully with time I'll be able to maybe get to something on the West Coast. We shall see. A lot of it depends on if I get asked there. That helps. Oh, there he goes. There goes the heffalump back up the stairs. Okay. Just slowly bring him up. Just see if we can get the camera to... There we go. So you can see it kind of just shows the details off in the hand a little bit more by doing that. Now the face. Vincent, play with a buddy who's a necro. Ah, necromancers. They're just trying to, what is that? They're just trying to make a family? What's that meme that goes around? I saw it the other day too. Alright, this is going to be interesting. I want to try and get without over getting. Tiny little motions over the nose. Don't have a lot of coffee when you do this. Forewarning. Of course, that doesn't apply to me because I don't drink coffee. Can't drink this stuff. Love the smell of it, cannot drink it sometimes. Well, all the time. Live in Texas now, Jeremy. I loved Texas. Texas was such a fun place to live as a kid. I'm gonna get quiet, guys, because I need to concentrate. purples. It's a little tricky in here. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. You're late, but remembered one of them. Well, thank you for stopping by, Opera Ghost. Luckily for you, these are recorded and they go pretty much as soon as I hit end. They're available for watching, though I will be adding in some things like cards if needed and details in the description. Yeah, I'm not going to get too carried away with his face here, simply because it gets a little wonky. Come on, let's try and get it so it's so deep set it's really hard to show you. But yeah, posts are going to be put of posts of him are going to be put up on Twitter and on my Facebook page and in the Facebook group. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are talking about where you live. All right. I got to address this cloak because I'm not too nuts about that. I want to fix that cape up a little bit. Let me just wash my brush. And then we'll pull out the big container of Vallejo. Let's see what I can grab from there that I want to use. It is half tempting just to mix in a little bit of white, but I don't want to go pastel. Which is the problem with putting in a little bit of white sometimes. It can just completely make things go amok. Amok, amok, amok. Alright. And to keep the point, I'm basically just putting this back into my wash, and I kind of just roll it around a little bit. It's getting flared out right now because of the color. It is more fun being here live. I will say you get the fun of being able to participate in the chat. And there are always great people in the chat, which I appreciate very much. It's fun having you guys hanging out here and going back and forth. All right, now I don't want to put all the paints away yet because I do need to make sure I log those. So let's not go there. But I'll just make a little space here, and I'm going to bring out my bin. Not going anywhere. I'm just going out of frame. Look at this behemoth. Tuck that under. So yes, I have options. The question is which one? I want to take it a little bit lighter, but I want to keep them in the purple. See, that's dark blue. Yep, yep, yep. Royal purple is what I used last time, so it's going to be too... Ultramarine blue, maybe. Let me try this one. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, don't give out addresses there, guys. No, that's going to be way too blue. Too blue. However, I do have an idea. We might be doing a little mixing. Yeah, that's exactly what I used before, so not that one. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this Warlord Purple, mix it in a little bit more with the Hexed Lichen, and work it that way. That should bring the color up a little bit without it going pastel on me. Little color theory. This is what happens when your mom's an interior decorator when you're a child and you grow up with color wheels and fabric swatches and everything around you. Everything. Every color under the sun. You learn to pick up a lot. Did that dry? Not quite. Alright. Let's see here. Those glitter glue sticks are not that bad. Ooh, this needs shaking. Well, yeah, I'm sure you don't run into that many people because you're all spread out. Nothing wrong with a little space, though. Trust me. Oh my gosh. Where I am, there are times where it's like you can't sneeze without someone literally stepping on your back foot. Okay, just putting a little bit of that paint out, and then I'm going to use... I'm actually going to use a separate brush for mixing these together. Yes, always be vague. Never give out your credit card information or identity or anything like that, because that would be bad. Alright, so what I've done here, and I'm not even in frame. Hello. So what I've done is I've put the, what was that? To the side I've put Warlord Purple, and I'm mixing it into the Hexed Lichen a little bit at a time, and yes, that's what I wanted it to do. And it's brought the color up. So this is what I was just using before. Now it's going to bring the color up so that it has a little bit more of a lighter tone to it without it going pastel. So sometimes mixing little colors together will help. Hey chat, doing well. How about you? We're almost done with our Ghost King. I'm going to put in just a little bit more. And then go back in with my better brushes and not this wonky, raggedy dude. Just double check. Yeah, there we go. Okay, happy with that. Fourth largest state and barely have a 1 million population. That's a lot of nice open space then. I don't have a broom. At least not that kind of broom. It's not magic, it's practice. It's practice, that's all it is. Ah, there we go. Now I'm happier. That's much better. Yeah, my colors were just a little bit too close to each other before. If you heard that sound, I put sand in my empty medicine bottles because it helps weight it. Makes it easier to hold the mini in your hand. Yeah, that's my stomach growling again. It's been one of those mornings where I honestly don't know if I had breakfast or not. I can't recall. Oh well. I'll grab a little something to eat when we're done. Now you can see that brought out a little bit more. It's still showing up blue on the camera. What scale would it be if you wanted your minis to be 2 feet tall? That's not an equation I can do off the top of my head. If anyone else knows, pipe up. Let's see, Chet. What's keeping you busy, Chet? I'm not complaining, I'm actually just wondering what's got you running around. Let me just get this on here. Oh, so much better. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go back in with a wash on him. If anything, I might do a wash just on the cape portion. Just to bring things out a little bit more for the deeper folds. But the rest of it I'm pretty happy with. Oh, so building to scale for your mini. Honestly, when it comes to terrain, I tend to not get caught up in the mathematics of it all. And I will eyeball my buildings and have a mini nearby, like a standard mini, to use that to help. Oh, yeah. Forgot it was a holiday weekend. That definitely will do it. That absolutely will make things busier the next day. Next couple days, actually. I know that Hubs is also trying to play catch up with everything. Always fun. Alright, I gotta get in and get this one little bit right here. Come here, you. Alright, and then get the other side over here. And he's almost done. I gotta paint his base. I think I'm actually gonna keep it just pretty basic. Gonna go in with a black and then just dry brush out the stones again. And do it that way for his base. Let's see if that's gonna... Oh, it shows that a little bit better. So yeah, you can see that sort of brings out the highlights a little bit more than it had before because those colors are a little bit too close to one another. Hope you have some time to paint tonight and relax. I hope you get that time too. I mean, yeah, I've gotten a few of the WizKids deep cuts that are great. I mean, really. WizKids is, you know, they're making the efforts to listen and take into account what people have to say. I don't know if you're in the Tabletop Crafters Guild, Justin is in there and he's seeing what people have to say. But yeah, no, I definitely, oh, there you go, Nathan. Okay. See you next week, hopefully. All right, so this is wrapping him up. I'm just going to do something very dull and paint the base black. Literally black. That king is ghost. That ghost is king. Little drop should be enough, theoretically. But yeah, this was definitely... Oh, is my brush that wet? This was definitely a fun sculpt just with the... Oh, no, I grabbed the wrong thing. I grabbed the wash. Like, why is this so thin? Wrong black. Very wrong black. She can be taught, folks. Oops. Ooh, I forgot about this color. Let's try this one. Start with Sombre Grey. Yeah, this one's Reapers. Really, any company, you're gonna find some that have flaws on them. It's just the nature of machines. There we go. I'm gonna go in with this darker gray instead. And then do a black wash over that. And that way it won't be too dark. All right. Primer. I have noticed that the primer is not as thick as it used to be from the last collection that I got. It's not nearly as thick as it was even a year ago, I want to say. So, like I said, they're taking things being said into account, which is, you know, good. It's smart. And no, I was not paid to say that. This is a Reaper one and the face went wonky. Really, if you want really solid minis that are practically impeccable, go smaller to Dark Sword and Crippled God Foundry. Those are minis that the details aren't real. And I love them. But for things that are more geared towards a wider audience, I have both Reaper and WizKids. I mean, geez, we even have stuff that's just like the generic buy it from a bin on Amazon. Alright, so that's basically his base right now, which I need to have dry, and then that will get a wash along with the robe I'm going to do a wash on. And when he's dry and ready to go, I will take a picture and post it up on the social media. And you guys can see how that came out. But he is essentially done at this point, so we managed to get him done in 2 sessions. Not too shabby. Got stuff that you've been soaking for months. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Yeah, no, the newer, ooh, the newer models, I've noticed it's been a lot thinner. So just something to keep in mind if you think that WizKids has too much primer. Try the newer things. See if you like how the newer things look. Buy one of their models and take it from there. All right, so this is all set. He will get pictures. Oh, let me quickly show you what I was talking about from the 3D printer. So yeah, this is part of the, I gotta shield it a little bit. This is the medallion I'm going to be painting up for our little guy who wants to be, oh, the light's too bright. Hold on. There we go. So this is what we're going to be doing to make the necklace. I just got to get it painted up, and then we're going to do a light feature right in there. So he's got his medallion thing going on. So this is what I was talking about. We got this from the 3D printer. Worked out pretty well. I think the top failed the first go around, something about the settings. But that's it from me. Turn the light back on so you can actually kind of see me. There we go. That's it for me for this week. There will be another video going up on Friday. Again, that is Flame Skulls and Will-O-Wisps. So make sure you check that one out. And then we'll do another one of these next week. I am going to go onto Twitter and do another poll as to which mini is going to be up next. So if you're on Twitter, get yourself over there and vote. And we'll see who wins. So that's it for me for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Don't forget, if you want to see some fun gameplay tomorrow night, Mini Terrain Domain, both on YouTube and on Twitch. It's myself, Scotty, Megan, and Jeremy. We are playing Sunless Citadel. And then we are going to move on to Monday nights is Waterdeep Dragon Heist, also on Mini Terrain Domain. So that's it. That's all. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.